This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Nigeria has been re-elected into the Council of the International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO. The country's seat was secured at the Assembly in Montreal and is predicated on Nigeria's contribution to international air navigation facilities. Joining us to discuss implications for the country is Abimbola Colcrick, an aviation consultant. Good morning, Mr. Colcrick. Thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Thank you very much.
So, just to get a sense of it, why exactly is this re-election important?
Yes, this re-election is important because it gives Nigeria the capability to develop standard and recommended practices, which are called the SARP. And then why it's also important is that in the past, the number of votes that Nigeria had was lower than this, and it just shows that there's a lot of confidence from the international community with regards Nigeria's re-election into the ICAO Council. So basically how the ICAO Council works is that you have like a governing body made of 36 states. The general number, we call the countries involved in ICAO states, and we have about 193 of them. And you have a governing body that's like we see the governing leadership, which comprises of about 36 states, and Nigeria is one of them. And Nigeria is not just one of them. We are elected to be part two, meaning that we were able to make significant contribution in air navigation services around the world, and that actually raised our status, to a higher level in the council. So, and that's why it's very, very important and it's very, very significant. And it's not just significant, it also puts pressure on us to be able to do better in regards to infrastructure and air navigation services generally. Thank you.
So, Mr. Colcrick, can you tell us, you mentioned some of the advancements we've made in the sector, but can you tell us what it was before, why it is, what the elements were that barred us or stopped us from getting this confidence that saw us re-elected? What's the difference been, the major shifts? Okay.
So, for instance, the last time we had the last assembly, that was the 41st assembly, we had about 149 votes from the assembly, and now we have about 163 votes. That means 14 countries have showed the kind of vote of confidence. Basically, in recent times we've had a lot of improvement in infrastructure, especially in our navigation services, upgrade of our navigation services from like a Cat 1 as category 1 to Cat 2. That's our ILS, our instrument landing system, especially in the international airports, have been upgraded. In recent times also we had announcements of a brand new airport, kind of like the remodeling anyway, of the Lagos airport here, and which will cost a couple of millions of dollars, and that in itself shows what we call confidence also that we are serious about building infrastructure, for the for the improvement of aviation generally in the country and also across West Africa and at large in Africa. And the countries that were elected were Egypt, South Africa, and Nigeria out of so many countries in Africa. So that shows a statement of confidence.
So what do you expect from Nigeria in terms of setting a tone or a direction over the next 3 years during this tenure?
Yes. So there are some basic milestones that, are expected, from the nation. One is in the next 3 years, we are hoping that the remodeling of the international airports will be complete and Nigeria will become a major hub. And we are looking that probably, who knows, that we can also advance in becoming like the Part 1 nations, which consist of, the big boys. They are significant chief, aviation, people who have made significant, input into the aviation, like the US, France, Australia, and the like. So who knows, we can also advance, and we can have more, if Nigeria becomes a hub in Africa, we can have more traffic coming into Nigeria, into West Africa, into Africa, and that can upgrade our status as well. Then also certainly the single African trade system that we've been looking at, that borders can be opened, you understand, where we can have people giving free visas and we have trade among nations. So those are impacts that we are looking forward to, that for Nigeria to take leadership with regards to moving aviation forward. Yeah.
Mr. Colcrick, thank you very much for your time and expertise on the conversation. Abimbola Colcrick is an aviation consultant who joined us today to speak on Nigeria's re-election into the Governing Council of ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization. Nigeria has secured 163 votes to make its way into this tenure, which runs for 3 years.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.